What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here. We are back with our SAO Rising Steel video. It is time for our weekly banner reveal, and kind of as expected, we are getting a SINON from the anime. And if you haven't been keeping up, then this may be a spoiler, so hopefully you all have been keeping up with the anime. So, let's go over what she does. So, the sniper guided by light. I almost kind of regret going all in on SINON, or on Alice, which tends to be the case here, because this SINON is actually really, really good. I don't want to say like really, really good, because I haven't looked at her stats, but in terms of what she does, I think she's a really cool unit. So the usual step 1 and 3 are 50% off. Mode changes for characters. Well, that's just explaining enhanced mode in general. Storm of Light Arrow Sinon's Enhanced Mode switches her weapon to Hekate 2 and transforms her charge skill into a break skill. I think that's a really cool thing. This is the first unit we have like this where it changes the attack depending on what enhanced mode there is. With the other enhanced modes, we have stuff like additional attacks, or like the Summer Asuna, she heals with all her attacks when she's in enhanced mode. But this is the first unit to actually change a skill. So as you can see there in the artwork right there, she goes from having an arrow to a gun. It would have been nice if we got like an option between using a gun or a bow for her like weapon, but I mean, it really wouldn't make too much sense, because then for the normal attack animations, you would have a gun, and then when she enhanced modes, she would go from... It would just look weird. But I don't think it's that big of a deal, because we have every arrow unit in the game is a SINON at this point. So we have a decent amount of them now. Plus, we already have a light Solus. So if you do have the bow and arrow from that, you can obviously just use it for this SINON as well. Plus, there will be a new one that comes out as well. So let's take a look at what she does. During enhanced mode, she switches her weapon to Hekate 2 and transforms her charge skill into a break skill. When enhanced mode ends, she casts a charge buff on herself. That's really cool. So I guess her immediate charge after enhanced mode will be enhanced. So that's pretty cool. So most enhanced modes, whenever their enhanced mode ends, you almost immediately just want to activate it again unless you're low on MP. But this seems like a unit where you may want to wait a turn after it ends to go back into it. So I think that's pretty cool there. So charge skill includes light continuous damage that changes from a thrust attack to a blunt attack and transforms from a charge skill to a break skill during that enhancement, which makes sense because we're going from an arrow to a bullet, I guess. I don't know why a bullet would be blunt. You would still think it's kind of like a piercing thing, so it would kind of be like a thrust, but, whatever. Assault skill deals more damage to enemies inflicted with continuous damage, so that makes sense. So, use the charge skill, and then you follow up with the assault skill for that extra damage. During enhanced mode, her attack changes from... Okay, so same thing there, which makes sense, because she's switching from an arrow to... or a bow and arrow to a gun. Increases damage by 1.5 times, and increases charge and break values, which is pretty normal for enhanced modes. Single enemy blunt incarnate skill deals additional damage to enemies inflicted with continuous damage, and gets even more powerful when in enhanced mode. So obviously you want to use that charge skill first, and make sure it's still active before you go ahead and hit with your incarnate. So, stat-wise, she looks pretty decent, over 6,000 health, which is always good to see. She's definitely more of an attacker rather than... between attack and magic attack, there's not really too much of a difference. And then her defense and magic defense are exactly equal. Speed being at 310 isn't too bad. But definitely more of a regular attacker. Which we'll see. I think there's an event coming with this. I haven't actually looked, but we'll take a look after this. So let's take a look at her actual details. Even though they just kind of explained it up there. So, thrust attack medium on single enemy, inflicts light continuous damage for 3 turns, and counter charge 20%. I wonder if there's a way to look at... It doesn't look like we can actually look at the break skill itself, unless we actually have it in-game. So, I assume it's still probably the same thing. Obviously, like they said, it goes from being a thrust to a blunt attack, so it'll probably still be blunt attack medium. And I assume it'll be the normal charge amount. It'll be like the 50%, but since you'll be in enhanced mode, it'll probably be a little bit more than that, probably closer to 75%. Her assault is a thrust attack extra strong on single enemy, deals additional damage on enemies inflicted with continuous damage, which means it'll be even better in enhanced mode Solus. Okay, and Incarnate Charge goes up by 1.3 times for one turn when you go back to normal. So that's not even... So that's like... That's like 30%. So you'll get like that extra 10% increase for the most part. It's not... I don't think it's not even 10%. It's a little... It's like 8%. Looking at the numbers. And then Incarnate skill is Bullet of Halation. Incarnate Blunt attack on single enemy deals additional damage, which we already know with continuous damage. The other featured units on the banner are the original Lifa Terraria. We have the Debuffer Alice. We have this Tiese, the Page's Job one, which I actually just pulled. I don't remember what I pulled her on, but there was a banner that came out. I think it was a couple banners ago I actually did pull her. Administrator. And then the old Sinon, and then Fanatio, Asuna. Oh my god, why are there so many? There's so many featured here. So that's obvious. She's a great unit, but she's not a good banner. Way too many featured units. So the usual 10,000 gems you're going to need to spend to do all 5 steps. The banner is one of these early morning banners, so less than 12 hours from now, this banner will be live, and it goes until the 25th. So if you haven't spent your... Ordinal Battle just reset yesterday, so if you haven't spent that, you got 350 from that, plus everything leading up to the 25th, you should have enough to do all 5 steps with everything coming out. I already have so many light units compared to my other colors that I will be skipping this Sinon, as cool as she is. This time I actually mean it, though, because I expect we're going to get a fire banner here in a little bit, plus... I do expect and this is going to kind of be a spoiler, but obviously when Kirito wakes up in the anime, I do expect a dual-wielding Kirito. So I do want to save up for that as well, if that comes around. So I don't know which one will come sooner, whether we get a fire banner or what. Still kind of hoping that Fire Klein ends up coming through, since he's kind of in the anime right now. But we'll have to see. Now let's go ahead and look at where the new cutoff point is. Oh, so it's the breezy. So it's the Yu-Gi-Oh and Tiese that were kind of sitting on the. Ooh, they actually have a lot here. What was the last cutoff point? I think was the Sugu and Sinon there. So we have the Asuna and Yuki, where they appear in each other's incarnate. Well, Yuki appears in Asuna's. Nothing really happens in Yuki. That Yuki was kind of a disappointment, to be honest. And then the Yu-Gi-Oh and Tiese that are kind of sitting on the rock wall. Which actually, I say this every time, but those felt like they were just here. So that's the banner there, and the artwork looks pretty cool as well. I believe there's an event coming too. Okay, yeah, Sniper Guided by Light. So there's going to be more tickets for us to get for this Lifa. Oh, cool, finally some Light Imaginarium. I definitely need that, which means I might be able to slap that on my team and maybe get a little bit higher in the ranking. By the way, thank you everyone who commented giving me advice. Clearly, I'm not the best at this game, so any advice you guys give me, I definitely will try to act on next time I go into it. Terror Scythe. So I assume it's going to be another dark event. By the way, we have these new crystals. They were also in the War of Underworld shop, and what they are for... let's actually go here. If you go all the way down here, there is a guaranteed character scout ticket, which you need. I have 30 of them, and you need 100 in order to get the ticket. And it looks like you can get 5 of them, and then there's still 4 of these weapon ones, which I'm only 6 away from getting a guaranteed 4-star weapon ticket, so definitely... worth it to go ahead and grab those whenever you can. I'm sure I'm curious what the cutoff point for this ticket will be, but once I actually finally get a ticket, probably in 3 or 4 events that they have them in, depending on how many are in each event, I will be able to showcase that. I'll probably make a video on that when I grab it just so I can show the pool. I don't know if it'll be a growing pool, if it's going to be a specific pool. Hopefully it's not just like the first 8 characters, because that would kind of suck, even though those crystals would be nice to have. But let's go back to the event. So we got everything there, so you can see tickets. You got, looks like a new accessory, some Leafa crystals, and then, of course, the guaranteed, what do you call it? Those green shards, basically, to exchange for 4-star weapons. Okay. So we have the bosses here, and then all the different requirements. So the highest thing being, so on the level 100 stage, so this is going to be one of those events where you can kind of cheat it, where you start it, you do your incarnate, you back out, and then you can go back in and do that, which I'll definitely make a video on. So this shouldn't be too bad to do. And then there is the Leafa right there. We can't look at her stats yet until she's actually summonable. And then, of course, the boost character will be this SINON here. So that's pretty exciting there. And this event is going to go until the 29th. So this event's going to stick around even longer than the banner is. So that's pretty cool there. But other than that, that's pretty much everything to go over here. I won't be having a summon video because I'm not going to be summoning. Other than maybe, like, the first step, like, maybe when I get my 125 gems from doing the event, maybe I'll do, like, the first step, see if I get lucky. But I really can't go more than that because if we just go ahead and look at my character list, you know, just looking at my light, like, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 light units there. And then if I look at all my other colors, let's not even look at dark because, you know, that we're fine on that. Wind, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fire is the worst. If you don't count the free-to-plays, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Because 3 of these are free-to-play. Non-elemental, I'm pretty set. I've got, what, 2, 4, 6, 7. Let's look at Earth right here. 2, 4, 6, 7 as well. And then Dark over here, which I haven't summoned for a Dark unit in a while. 2, 4, 6, 7 as well. So pretty much every color, actually, most colors I'm actually pretty set. So Fire is really what I really need to be saving for, and I want to make sure whatever Fire unit we get, if it's a character I really want, which I'm still kind of hoping it'll be a Klein, I'll definitely end up going all 5 steps for that. But you know, if the next few banners aren't something I need, I still have until the 25th to go for SINON if that's something I decide to do. Plus, if there's any decent sales, maybe I'll go ahead and grab them. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is this SINON something you're going to be summoning for? Like I said, I actually kind of wish I had saved for this because this SINON seems better, just versatility-wise and usability than the Alice, because the Alice is just kind of your general enhance mode with a double attack, whereas this SINON has multiple uses. You know, what if you're doing just a regular charge event, where you just need to get a bunch of incarnates off, she's great for that. But if you need to switch to enhance mode for, you know, taking down some break, she's going to be also great for that. She has much more usability than the new Alice, but that's just kind of how things roll sometimes. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.